In this demo, our assumed user is an Agile team member from Migrant Glass. User wants to create test scenarios to test that Tesla Y4D text is shown in December 2024 bulletin. He also wants to test that Tesla Y4D text is not shown in October 2024 bulletin and defective parts return text is shown in the return screen. Here we would demonstrate creating multiple test cases using TS360Web. Each test case runs in a different screen. We would also demonstrate a test failure when the assertion fails. Let's get started. User installs public TS360 browser extension, enables it and logs in with his credential. He then saves name for his project from project panel of browser extension. He then starts capturing elements to be used for this test. When he clicks on an element with tooltip on, the XPath is captured by TS360 browser extension and shown inside panel. User clicks on Save Selected button to save the XPath in his browser's local storage. Once done with elements, user refreshes the page either by clicking on a button or by simply clicking the browser refresh icon. On page refresh through URL change or button click, user is shown a prompt to load the display page where he can specify his page level workflow. User gives a name to his display page, in this case MGG home screen, and defines his 3 page methods for navigation to December bulletin, October bulletin, and returns page. For each method, he first clicks on Save button to save his method signature, which includes any parameter and return type. Next, he selects the component actions from Common and Element Methods section. These actions are components of the page method and together constitute the page method. Please note the corresponding element selected for each page method. You can sequence the component actions by dragging and dropping. Now user defines his assertion method in MGG October bulletin screen for the presence of str text. The value of str text comes from a user configurable properties file named uitests.properties. For now, we have the value set as Tesla Y4D. While creating assertion method, user specifies his return type as Boolean as he doesn't want to further navigate, but just want to expect a true or false response. Now user chooses Do OCR component action to do a OCR-based assertion of the screen. Now user defines his second assertion method in MGG December bulletin screen for the presence of str text. The second method also chooses Do OCR component action to do an OCR-based assertion of the screen. Then user defines his third assertion method in MGG return screen for the presence of the text under defective parts. This method is element-based verification for the presence of corresponding element with the text attribute. User specifies his return type as Boolean as he expects a true or false response. Now user is ready to create his workflow. So, he clicks on Create Workflow and confirms. Please note that you can directly click on this button from the last display page after clicking Create. Or you can exit the display page and reload the screen to come back to the display page and click on Create Workflow button therein. In the workflow screen, user specifies his starting screen and then specifies his interpage workflow by linking the page methods. When user selects a method from a particular page, if the method has a parameter, he is asked to choose the source of his parameter value. If he selects a prop, the value is read from the UI tests.properties file. If he selects a value, the value is considered same as parameter name. In this example, user creates 3 workflows as the assertions are run in 3 different screens. Workflow method names are auto-generated by TS360. Now user creates a test suite, links it with a requirement ID, and selects his verification screen. Then user selects the corresponding workflow method. Once done, the assertion method available for selected verification screen is shown in the drop-down. User then selects available assertion methods. User creates 3 test cases for the 3 different assertions. Then he saves his test suite data and opens his test execution configuration page. In the test execution page, user selects the test suite to run. You would see user can also select SIT or a DVT for a particular test suite. SIT stands for System Integration Test and DVT stands for Design Validation, in other words user acceptance tests. When user selects one of these, say SIT, only the test cases within a given test suite that are tagged with SIT would be executed. For this demo, we assume all tests are SIT. Then all user does is click on Run Tests and relax when we run the tests and generate report. The test would be triggered in user's local device, which would have the necessary test bed deployed when user purchases and installs out product. The test is now over. Let's see the test execution report. User see the test report in his documents/test automation/app automation/test output/PDF report folder. The logo in the top left is customizable as per customer's own logo. Please note the overall test suite shows fail as one test case failed. Hope you enjoyed the demo. Check out testsprint360.com for more such demos.